My short film Taylor that I wrote and directed at South Seas last year just got into a film festival in Ireland. The festival's called the Fastnet Short Film Festival in West Cork, Ireland. The idea came from the whole concept is it's not, running away doesn't solve anything. So like Taylor itself, the film kind of is about like a court issue, but you don't find that out kind of until the end. I guess it's kind of a twist. But I think upon making it, upon doing more drafts of the film, I found that it kind of veered away from that original concept, but in a good way, because I feel it more lent itself to the idea of it's really important to value relationships, and I think it's more about the relationships between Taylor and Jacob. And although their world is kind of, well, Taylor's world is kind of falling apart, and you don't realise that until it kind of comes out. But at the end of the day, nothing's solved because you can't solve anything in a short film. Taylor is very much a rebellion. He speaks his mind. He's quite funny. Yeah, he's very much just a go-getter. Jacob, a bit more reserved. He's the older brother, so he's got that protective vibe going on. But within the film you find that they were once very, very close brothers back in the day. As they grew up, Jacob went and studied overseas, and so the film starts with them coming together for the first time after 3 years. So there's a bit of bitterness between them and you're not quite sure why, and you find out that, you know, Jacob's been away for some time, and I think Taylor resents him for that. I majored in drama directing and screenwriting, so as part of that course we had to write and direct a short film at the end of that course. So then we were given a crew of people from all the other different specialisations, and with that team had to make it happen, so we had to do our short films. I originally actually wrote the script for a brother and a sister kind of dynamic, and because you choose the actors from the OSA from within South Seas, I was trying to think of who I think would be really good for the characters and who would really portray them. And then I thought of Kafia and Nepia as actors, and because I originally had them in my commercial earlier in the year, acting, and they had this real dynamic on screen that I really enjoyed, and then I thought about them off camera as well, and they just have this dynamic that I just really enjoy. They're playful and they get each other, and they already have that brother vibe. And so when I thought, actually, I'll twist it and make it about two brothers, and I thought the story might be even more powerful that way, but then came the challenge of a girl writing for two boys and how two brothers interact. But I liked that. So yeah, they had a great dynamic off screen, so that on screen, I think. I really did. What I wanted was for them, because I think for them they really liked the script, because I think they could relate to it in some way, which was also really helpful. So what I did was I wanted them to read the script through my drafting process, and I know that's always a risk because they can be like, I don't like this, and then they can also taint the process of the drafting. But I also wanted them to bring their own language into it, and as characters develop it with me, so then it came real organic on screen. So I did do that. I workshopped that, so I would have them over and kind of do read-throughs and be like, how would you word this, and if you were in this situation, what would you actually say? Would you say this line? So that was really helpful, and I think I did take on some advice, and upon like kind of watching it now, the things that I did notice that they helped with the script, I'm like, yeah, I agree. We decided to shoot on my camera, the Canon 7D, because I think I liked the idea of that shallow depth of field, but also I think the film also has this kind of like ness about the night, like it's just another world, like you kind of enter this other world, and I wanted it to have that kind of feel to it. And I think it's a beautiful camera, and because it's shot at night, we could manipulate the lights to just look beautiful and soft. And I think there was just general feel I had when I was visualizing the film and writing the script, that camera just enhanced that, I guess, and enhanced the emotion. Isaac Lyon, he's great to work with. He's so dedicated. He had never shot on a DSLR before, and when he found out that that's what I decided, he was amped. And from that day, months beforehand, we were meeting together and we were practicing, and he was doing tests, and he just read up all about it. So when it came to shoot, he was fantastic, and I think I couldn't have asked for anyone better, really. Well, I filmed on my Canon 7D, so I had to troubleshoot the problems that may arise before filming, just in terms of getting it into the software and into the edit suite and stuff. And so at least I talked a lot with my editor about that stuff, so I didn't have too many problems. And I had a lot of meetings with my cameraman Isaac, and so we knew how we wanted it to be edited. So when we were shooting it, we would stop and be like, do these shots, do they cut together and stuff? So I don't think I came across too many issues when it came to the edit suite, which was really good. And I think that's the way it's best to shoot that way. You've got to have to visualize how it's going to be edited so that you don't get into the suite and go, oh my goodness, this doesn't look right together. I loved working with Lorraine. She was my first option for a producer, just because she's so dedicated, and also she's got experience. Before coming to South Seas, she'd worked in the industry and done production work, and she's really thorough, and I really wanted that. But also we got along as friends, and I think that's such an important dynamic in terms of a crew. They need to be reliable, and they need to be good at what they do, but they also need to be a good friend, a soundboard. I'd go to her with ideas of the script, and from real early on she was invested in the story, so that was really important to me. So she actually really cared about the directing side of things, because I think a lot of people have this perception that producers are, all about the paperwork, all about the money, just making it happen, and they don't care about the emotion and the actual story behind it. But she was really involved, and so she really cared, so she actually went to that extra effort in terms of a producer. I would definitely love to work with her in the future. I mean, if that was to happen or whatever, just because she's great. Yeah. Entering Taylor into festivals has probably been the bane of my existence for the last 3 months. I think it's because, well, first of all, studying film for a year, and you're learning the distribution process and what you can do with it, but not to a large extent. And so I wasn't really educated on what to do with it. So it was just talking to people. I spent probably 3 months trying to figure out the process, and it sounds like a really long time, but so I went about going with Without a Box, that website, and that has been helpful. And I think I just had to kind of read up on it and talk to people, and my producer Lorraine, she's in France at the moment, and so we were having to converse over Skype and emails and the time difference, so that was also a struggle in terms of getting the press kit sorted and stuff like that, and getting specific materials. So it was a really long process. I feel so happy that I now know the process, because then next time it'll be so much faster. I was really shocked, to be honest. I think I just sent it out because I was like, I like this film. I've got nothing to lose. It's just a bit of money to invest into it, and I really didn't actually expect to get into any festivals. So that night I get this email, and it's like, congratulations, I just scream. I have some ideas for some docos, and I'd love to do another short film, and I've got some ideas kind of going on in my mind, but nothing solid enough to write a script.